Yo, it's good. Instagram, YouTube. My fault. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. What's good with everybody? We're gonna wait for. I'm messing up. So we're like going away for now for a bit. Um, let's see. To be honest though, like before we like even begin, I don't want to hear nothing about Glenn, bro. This has nothing to do with Glenn. Um, there's a lot of stuff that we can really go through on this game. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to the team not giving a damn. And that's, what we've been accustomed to the last, few years. Once again, for this pod, I'm definitely not I'm not even mentioning Glenn's name other than that one, just like now. Um but nah, bro, like the Sixers, more so Joel Embiid, James Harden, those two are losers, bro. Because there is no way like you go out like that, um, like embarrassingly, like to the point where JT is actually munching on the after game interview, talking about talking about Kevin Hart. Um, yeah, this is bad, bro. It's bad, and like the whole crazy thing is, I'm not even. Well, of course, I'm like mad. I'm like, I'm upset. But this doesn't even like compare to Toronto when we lost that joint in seven, nor the Hawks. Um, I feel as though, and I was telling Niall this after Game 6, like, yo, we are finna lose this joint. Like, there is no way like you can actually give the actual Sixers the benefit of the doubt of being able to win a Game 6 when they had a Game 7 while in Boston, knowing damn well what we've gone through with this team after we had Game 6 in hand. Like there was legit no way. There was legit no way, bro. So I'm not even like really that shocked, not even that mad, disappointed, sure, but it is what it is, man. Well, actually, no, screw, screw that. It's like not is what it is. But like, what do you expect? Like, I'm not blaming this on Glenn. I'm not blaming this on any of the players other than your your freaking two superstar Bulls, yo. Like that legit makes no sense. Like Harden is like one thing, sure, but Embiid like doing the same thing in the post again, getting stripped again with loser energy, bro. Like losers, fam. I think now is like here. What's good, dog? Bro, I told you after Game 6, there was no way we were going into Boston and going to win this like game. Now, I didn't think we would get blown out, but like your boy Embiid is a clown, bro. He's a clown. Hard, Harden's done. I'm more so mad at Embiid because he was the one that set the tone energy wise. Yes, Harden was playing bad. At least he still put up shots. Like that's like what I can ask for right now. Of course you want those like Jones to like go in, but at least he was trying his best. He's still a bum, but at least he tried. Embiid was giving the ball up time after time after time again. And around the third, you could see him on the bench. Not even, sorry, I'm sorry. In the game, pouting, bro. Like he's not serious at all. And the fact that, like, it's clear this man only really goes for individual awards. I just don't. I just don't understand how like Bulls can like end the game 6 with some positive affirmations after the like game in the press conferences saying, yeah, we are ready to like go to like war. Yeah, we like love game 7s. Yeah, XYZ, and you come out like some bums, like y'all some bums, bro. And it's sad to like say, but the process has left an aura on this organization to the point where like we're just ingrained losers, bro. Because it like there's no way you go out like that. Like, fine, if you lose, you like lose, but basically allowing JT just to get anything he wanted is just like embarrassing as hell. Before you speak, I'm gonna read some of the comments from the guys or gals. I'm not sure. Blow up this team. Yeah, not necessarily, but yeah. See, okay, bro. Okay, I'm clearly on a rant. Duh, I'm tight. Um, the only thing about this is if Embiid leaves, then like we're clearly not going to get back to the second round. No, I could be wrong, clearly, but the odds are like you like need to have a superstar to like get there. I like feel as though, and this is the actual same thing. We just need to tinker with Embiid and Maxi, and then go from there. The only thing that I can take away from this, and like I don't have that much, is what I told you last time. The Sixers back in the '80s would always lose with Dr. J, like year after year after year after year after year, and they did not get over the hump until they got another superstar in his prime to help Joe. I mean, sorry, to help Doc. So that's I feel like that's what we like have to like do now. I don't know how we are going to do that per se. We do have Maxi, which he's going to probably have to go. Like, it's fine. And B is a fraud. I agree. He's a fraud. He's a clown. He's a bum. And that's my guy. I was wearing his jersey the actual whole game. Bum fraud boy. I'm just whatever. Next, Harden Masterclass. That's embarrassing, bro. Okay. Bum team, sick of this ish. I agree. At this point, I'm just numb to it. I expect this. Do like y'all know how many people have been on my phone texting me the last 20 plus minutes, and then after these two, I'll let Now talk. And as Bankale, thank you for these all these responses. Why is Embiid smiling after we lost? Because he's a fraud. He's he's clearly he's not a killer. If they keep changing the Sixers team or coach, they will never figure it out, pull it through. Fair, but in a fast-paced game, that's what you really have to like do. We should have never traded for Jimmy, and that's the main issue, I think. And you better know to keep the coach. Glenn is gone. The problem is Doc. Glenn is a fraud. They're all frauds. Sure, Glenn can go, but like at the end of the day, your two superstars did not show up, and that's what it comes down to. So sure, blame Glenn just like we just like we blame Brett. Same thing I've been saying, and you know this too. I said fire Glenn after the Hawks series because I did it was canned, but uh. I'm going to play the intro music, and then I'll let Now take it over. Welcome to the 76-hour podcast. It's all you, bro.
A lot to dissect here. Um,
Oh,
I don't even know what to say. I would be lying if I said that I expected a dominant win from the Sixers this afternoon. Um,
mhm,
I kind of figured something like this would happen. Not maybe a blowout, but I kind of figured that the ball wasn't going to bounce our way. Um, and for the past, I don't even know how many years it's been. The past 3, 4, 5 years, it's another second round exit. Um, if it's just so frustrating because we could have won this series. Sure, you can say Boston has the better team, which they do.
mhm.
They are deeper than we are, but we had it. Game 6, we had an opportunity to close it out, and even in this game, we got off to a decent start. Could have been better, but decent start. You got PJ Tucker dropping 11 points in just the first quarter. I'm like, hold up, okay, okay, okay. We could be on to something. Then George Niang, who wasn't even in the game,
Yeah, bro.
holds
Serious stuff,
Jason
bro.
Tatum back. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, dog. Hikey,
What are you
hikey.
doing?
Yes, yes.
That was like a huge momentum. We were up like 7 points, and then once that happened,
That
I
was
think
the
that
momentum shift.
moment that changed the whole dynamic of the game. But I said, okay, halftime, we only down 3 points despite all that happening. Cool. What happens in the third quarter? We only scored 10 points in a game 7 with an MVP and a former MVP.
Bro.
10 points from 3 point range in this game. Took 37 shots.
Hmm. Hit, hit what?
We made 8.
Wow.
21.6%. Um pitiful I can't pitiful
Mm,
performance all around. Um I do kind of have a different perspective of you, even though I do agree with you on a whole lot of points.
hmm.
I'm putting this loss primarily on the back of James Harden, and here's the reason why.
Hmm.
Outside of game 2, when Embiid came back, and outside of this game, Embiid has had multiple 30-point games. And like you have said multiple times in the past, offensively he cannot be your best player in the playoffs, which I 100% agree with. You see your big man struggle. I mean, even though Embiid got, foul shots or whatever, he struggled from, the field
What feel, right?
shooting the
Right.
entire game. If you are James Harden, you need to be Houston James Harden in this game. If there's any time that we needed Houston Harden, it was tonight. Outside of those 45, 40 plus point games, I think the highest total that he had in the game was like 17 points. And that can happen in the game 7 winner takes all game. You see your best player struggle, we need some perimeter assistance offensively. You turning the ball over. There were multiple times when he was driving to the rim where he could have laid it up, passed it. You being
Yeah.
passive. You can not This is game 7, bro.
No,
We
I'm
don't
sick of
like
this team.
this is win or take. Oh, what are you doing? All these turnovers. You
Yo.
see
Oh my
Joel
god,
struggling.
bro.
Houston Harden take over. Nobody wanted to take over when Embiid was struggling, and then Jason Tatum come. It just seemed like he just couldn't miss, bro. You
Which was
know,
bound to occur because like there was legit no way he was going to go a historic like 1 for like 16, one for 19. Bro. It was
bro.
written. We were if we lost game, we had to take it in 6. We had to take it in 6, bro, and
I
we
just
did take
thought
it. Gave it
I
back.
just I just thought that there was a little snippet of hope that, like, especially even after the first quarter, we were up 6. So I'm like, okay, I mean, no lead is safe, but we're playing decent, given the circumstances. Um but the third quarter came and we had no answer. Nobody stepped up. Um, and I really expected more from James Harden. It just seemed like he quit. Um, Embiid, I mean, could he have been better? Clearly. Um, but it's just like it just makes me wonder, where does this team go from here? I don't think that we need to blow up this team yet. I think Joel Embiid still has a couple years left in his prime, and if he's willing to stay here, I think we need to keep him here. Um, but if I'm the Sixers, we have to find another way to get another MVP caliber um
Exactly. That's
performer here alongside Embiid. I don't know if Harden is the answer. I mean, like if he's not dropping 40 plus, he's giving you 15 on 25% shooting. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like it's we needed that second star to step up. And that's what this team has been missing. That's what we weren't getting with Ben Simmons here. So we said, okay, let's bring James here. And he showed it in game one. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Then in game four, okay, cool. Game five, he played well. He didn't have to be Houston Harden because everybody was hitting.
Yeah.
Cool. But game six, he wet the bed. In game seven,
Yeah, bro.
like it just makes me wonder, like, where do we go from here? I mean, like I would love for the Sixers to get Dame, but how realistic is that? Not very realistic. And it just makes me wonder, like, are we going to have to keep Harden out because of the fact that, like, if we replace Harden with just like some regular average player, are we really a better overall team? I don't know. Um, like it just makes me wonder, where do we go from here? We needed Maxi to step up and have another, like, in these last two games, he's had close to, I think, actually both in game 6 and game 5, he had 30 plus points.
30. Yeah.
And nothing from Maxi. And me personally, I don't want to keep hearing, well, he's still a young player. He's
Yo,
been
yeah.
in the league
Hell,
long enough. He
hell
knows
no.
what he's there for. He needs to score. Couldn't get the job done. Um, I think. Wait, is Tobias's contract over after this year or next year?
He's an expiring contract starting next year. Like he's gone. C- Clearly.
We need. I mean, and I know I'm probably in the minority here when I say that I am a Tobias Harris fan, but
Yeah, I'm
because
I'm a
because
fan
of,
too.
but because of his contract, we need to find a way to offload him and just take in more role players and just build a deeper team. Um, but for us to just go out the way that we did, this afternoon was really pitiful. I mean, we really it wasn't like Boston was giving us the business in the first half. We were only down by 3, and for real, we controlled a decent part of the first half up into that George Niang, sideline trying to hold Jalen Brown from, you know what I mean? So, like, it didn't feel like, so, like, at halftime, Boston did have some momentum, but I wasn't, like, extremely worried. But then they just came and hit all these threes and, like, just 10 points in the third quarter?
I
For
can't
real?
even
Like,
fraud,
bro,
bro. It felt
that's
like
that's inexcusable.
even in the actual beginning of the game, it honestly felt like we were only there because we got calls from the actual ref. Like I can't
Mm.
even fraud there. Like we were still playing decent, but I felt as though Boston would have been up a little bit more if we didn't get some home cooking from the refs. George Niang and like you do put up a like great point that basically changed the
Like,
actual
what are
whole
you
game.
doing, bro?
Yeah,
Just
yeah, and like
chill.
and like
Just sit on the bench, bro. Like, what are you like?
and acting as if like he's not going to get caught because there's like 20,000 cameras on an
Like,
NBA
what are you
floor.
doing, bro?
That
Just sit on the
bump
bench.
a
That's it.
D head play, a
Like,
like
what are you like?
D,
That is so inexcusable, bro. You know what I'm saying?
and
Like, you
it just speaks once again to like the unseriousness of this team. And like, sure, like I guess you can go back to the coach because like he's the one who like ingrains the
oh yeah,
actual
Doc is gone.
co- right culture. But I feel as though once again it's just like the actual whole organization, fam. Like Bulls clearly weren't serious enough to come out and actually win this game and like go out like some chumps, bro. That's why I'm more so perturbed. Just to go out like chumps and yeah. I was going to ask you and there's like a lot of things we can ask. Well, first, well, what it's fine. What do you think hurt more? Which round two exit hurt more? This one today, the Hawks or Toronto? What do you think? Which one hurt
Good
you more?
question. Oh man, that is a very good question. Which one hurt more?
Yeah,
All three of them really did her bad. But if I man, that is a good question, bro.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
I'm gonna just say mine like Molly John. I feel as though this one. I mean, this like hurts, but like we've seen this thing, so like it's not. It's I'm more so numb to like this.
Mm,
The Toronto one was bad, pretty bad, but there was still hope. I felt as though the Hawks series hurt the most, just because that's like when we knew, okay, Ben's
Ben's gone.
gone, and it's
Gone.
like it, it's like, well, what are we
Have
doing
some
here?
layups.
I
Oh
I
man.
would say that the Hawks series hurt the most
Um,
because once again with Kawhi, we still had hope in Ben, and the future still looked bright.
I hear
Um,
you.
what what do you think? And put your like most worst loss in the comment section, guys. Which like one hurt
Um,
most?
I'm gonna go with Toronto.
Mm,
Because it kind of has the similar effect when I remember when we first got James Harden, all of Philly was hype, and then those first, couple games that we had when Harden and Maxey was cooking, even though we played a lot of subpar teams, but still we
yeah,
didn't care.
right.
Um, it kind of felt the same way when we got Jimmy Butler. It's like, oh, we getting Jimmy Butler, and um, you know, I felt like in terms of talent, that was probably I think the most talented team in the Joel Embiid era. Maybe not the best one. I think maybe even in terms of the regular season, I think this team was the best team that we've had in the regular season in the Joel Embiid area. But in terms of overall talent, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, who at the time was still a he was an all-star point guard at the time. And to add Jimmy Butler to that, it really felt like, okay, we're really going to make a run at this. And Kawhi Leonard walked on that play, um, which he did. That's not a
What you
lie.
did? No,
He
I agree.
did. And it wasn't like a swish. It was like a Hail Mary from God that just bounced on the rim 50 million times and just happened to drop, bro. That was like a dagger in my heart, bro.
No,
Because
when I tell you, bro,
bro, we could have won that, bro. KD was hurt and Clay Thompson was hurt. So if we would have got past the Bucks, we could have realistically won the championship. Like not like and like that's not even a far-fetched statement. Like we could have like legit won the chip that year. And because of a lucky prayer that Kawhi just flinged out of nowhere and on a play that he walked on and we lost,
real quick,
that hurt, bro.
story
That hurt.
about that. Like I remember that play or that like end of the game like it was yesterday. I remember Jimmy stole the ball, ran down the like hoop, sorry, ran down the
You're
actual
right.
court,
You're right.
got got those points, and I'm like, please God, have no seconds on the clock left, because Kawhi was cooking that whole series, bro. Was the main one carrying Toronto. I look down at the clock. I see it's 5 seconds left. I knew in my heart of like hearts we're like going to like lose. Ka- yeah, Kawhi walks, gets in the corner. That joint bounces up two
Nine,
times.
bro.
No, I was like, yo, we are about.
I
and,
don't care how
no,
good of a shooter
as
you
soon
are,
as that
9
joint
times out
bounced
of
up
10, you don't make
once,
that shot.
bro. But he was Kawhi Leonard in 2018, bro.
You got a man all in
Oh
your
my
mitt.
god,
You
bro.
off
Mm, mm,
balance.
mm.
9 times out of 10, that shot's not going to drop. I don't care. Like that's even a tough shot for Steph Curry. A person all in your mitt, you off balance. and for it to bounce like that was like just the basketball gods were just in their favor because like Toronto had no business winning a championship that year because if KD wasn't hurt, the Warriors would have won a whole nother chip. Now we could
Hmm.
have taken the place of the Raptors and been that team to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals and won it. You know what I'm saying? But like that was off of luck. And like with the Hawk series, that like that still that still hurt because it was like, okay, Ben really is not that guy. You know what I'm saying? But like in like the
Yo, I'm
and
still hurt off of
like
that, bro.
like in the
Mm,
Raptors
mm, mm.
series, for me, it hurt more because we had a lot of talent, a very talented team, and we lost because like we played hard that entire game. It wasn't like we got blown out or whatever. We lost on a lucky shot from a corner where he walked on. Like that's like to lose on a play of that magnitude, bro.
At the
Like
end
that's
of
just
the
like
day, I still feel like we had hope coming out of the Toronto
and then
series
Jimmy left.
long term, and then Jimmy left, but it's whatever. Okay, so going back to the current pain of this year, AZ Milan said he
I can't hear you, bro.
hello
All right, bet. I can hear you now.
again.
Yeah.
My fault, guys. But going back to like this pain, he said that AZ, he Embiid got the MVP trophy and gave up, and that's clear. Embiid did not have the actual best game. It was clear that like Doc Glenn was trying to get him going in the post, or no, not like the actual post, the like side wing, not wing. I'm not sure what you call it
Like it was like
specifically.
a little further out from the
Yeah,
from the block.
yeah, to like block. Yes, yes. Um, the block. Sorry for my lack of basketball ge- geometry knowledge, but it was clear they was trying to get like him going on the block, um, to get and like just to feel out the defense. But the Celtics smothered him every single time he got the actual ball. To the actual point where like it was either a like steal or just a dumb pass. And I felt as though he played okay, at least going into halftime, mainly due to the fact that like he was slowing the actual game down, getting fouls, and like trying to wear down the actual Celtics. But it was just inexcusable, like the body language in the third, bro. And I don't know what is going to take for him to like really give a damn, because like I feel as though him going through pain year after year after year after year, you would think hope, believe that like he would start to actually go into big games with his mind set on imposing his will. But today was not that day. So I think that Joel Embiid has to really, 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 really do some soul searching in himself about what type of legacy does he want to have. He already has his MVP. Um, are we going to get this championship or not? And like it really comes down to like that. I'm glad that like Bull got his A award. It was been due. It was past due. Um, but he put himself over the team, and it's clear just like by like the way he just moves on the actual court. Um, that's still my guy, but I'm gonna hold him accountable. He's a bum until next year. Um, I just don't know like where is like going to go with him. I don't see him running away from the grind per se. I don't have him wanting or like asking for a trade. I I don't see it yet. Maybe once his contract is up soon. in like 2-3 years, maybe. But I don't see it right now. Um, I'm just like really disappointed in him. Um, just to go out once again to like act like he didn't care, and just to be like you like no buddy with the Celtics after the game, as if like he's won B4 and was giving them ad- advice, like come on, bro. Like I like understand you like lost sportsmanship, high fives, pat on the but like he's giving them inspirational quotes at the end of the games, c- covering Bull's ears, saying, "Yeah, man, like." And B is just not serious, bro. And until he like actually locks in, we're going to be at the same place this time every single year. Talented mofo, but it's the mentality. And sure, this year he kind of did lock in more. It's a progression, but I need to like see more from from him. Harden is clear. He's a top 10, if not five, offensive player of all time, but it does not translate in the playoffs. And it's sad because, he like should have a like ring. But this is more so just for me about Embiid and his like loser energy, bro. Like I'm just sick of it. Um
Wait,
I'm
so
just sick of it. Same thing every single year. Blow it up. The process has failed. Accept it. I'm not even being emotional. We kept doing, or we like keep doing the like same thing and getting these same results. I'm not going to say the process failed just because the process was always supposed, or the goal was to put us in a position to compete for championships. And while we have not gotten over the second round, the actual last few years, just to be in the conversation of potentially getting getting there consistently. Um, Even though like, but it's like weird though, because like even before the actual process, we like we're like still stuck in no man's land. Same place essentially. Um, Second round exits with like no way to the top. My thing is when you have a generational superstar, there's still a chance that like 1 year it can break for you. It like hasn't yet, but I just can't say it failed off of that instance. It definitely hasn't panned out the way it was supposed to. Mainly probably because the architect didn't get his chance to like actually see it through. But that's neither here nor there. Um, Blow it up. I can't necessarily say blow it up because and like look, yes, we're like saying the the actual same thing, but like we're like right there, bro. And if we trade Embiid and like just keep Maxi, we're not winning no chip like that. Like that's clear. Like it is what it is. I feel as though we just have to keep on tinkering with what we have until Embiid says he wants to leave. Because at that point, then like we're like clearly going to be cooked. But I feel as
no
though
facts.
um you have to tinker, retool, and get another superstar in his prime. It might be another year just because Luca might have one more bad season before he has to like dip. But not just him. But I can't see us trading Embiid for score for like role players Scrabble if we're not going to get good pieces in return. For example, the Nets just traded all of their superstar players, and yes, they got a nice package back, but that package got like swept by James Harden and Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. So it doesn't even matter. For all intensive purposes, the actual Nets are bums, and that's what they got back for their three superstars. So I can't say that it failed. It has not panned out specifically the actual way that like we like wanted to. But at the end of the day, there was only one champion with these sports leagues, and I can't um, mathematically quantify success with a championship when that's low to begin with. But then once again, we're like still stuck in the second round. So, so who like knows? What do like you like think, bro? Have we failed the actual process? And like, what's your thoughts on M- Embiid folding once again?
Um, I the whole idea of intentionally tanking seasons
Mm-hmm.
was to acquire draft picks that would eventually turn out to be superstar players that would eventually help us at least, gain some leverage in competing for championships. Now, have we built championship rosters here in terms of talent? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the overall goal of the process, which is to win a championship, that's the goal. I mean, we've clearly have fallen short of that. Um, with this game specifically, obviously I want more from Embiid. For him to shoot more efficiently, stop forcing it. He had a whole lot of turnovers. Um, but I do have to give Doc some blame as well because we didn't really have any ball. Like when you look at Boston, you see a whole
Yeah,
lot of ball movement, bro.
movement. Yeah.
And I understand that Joel Embiid is probably one of the best of, and maybe this year, probably the best one-on-one player in the league. So I know that some plays or some sets are going to call for him to have the ball, and just let him go one-on-one and get a bucket. But when you're doing that and it's not working, why are you still
Still doing
continuing
it.
to like
Yeah.
it's like, okay, try to like a few times. All right, and then like Boston made an adjustment in game 6 by starting um Robert Williams the third alongside Al Horford, and Embiid still had 26 and I think 10 in game 6, but in this game he had like 15 points. And what was happening was, you know, Horford did do a good job of bodying Embiid, but when he got closer and closer to the rim, Williams came to double, and that's when a lot of the turnovers started happening. So if you're Doc Rivers, run some sets. You know what I'm saying? Like try to get Tobias Harris and pick and roll so that he can post it with a smaller player, because that also happened on multiple occasions too. Run some sets for Tyrese to get going, to cut to the rack, or you know what I mean? Like do something, make an adjustment. Don't just be like, okay, well, he's the MVP, so like he'll carry us. And don't get me wrong, like to an extent that is on MB too.
Yeah.
But
Most definitely.
Boston schematically said we're not going to let Joel Embiid bully us in the post. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to make him shoot jump shots, and we're not going to let him keep dominating in the post like he's done for the majority of this series. When Doc realizes that, okay, we need to make an adjustment, let's get other players going, and I didn't see any adjustments. And that's also why I was really mad at James Harden, because it's like he was really too passive tonight. I mean, like he did have
Yeah,
like a
bro.
whole lot of decent passes, and he did kick it out to like some open shooters, but when shooters aren't hitting it, I don't care, you're a James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like you are like James Harden could retire right now and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like
Most definitely.
You are James Harden, bro. Take over the game. You see your superstars struggling. That was his moment to, okay, let me try to make something happen, and it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And like, that was the part that frustrated me. I didn't feel like Doc didn't make any necessary adjustments offensively. to help this team. You know, when Tatum was pouring in those buckets, we need to we need to answer. And it seemed like every shot we put up from the perimeter, nothing was falling. When D'Anthony Melton was shooting threes, Maxey was shooting threes, everything was just like the ball was just not bouncing our way tonight. In Boston, I don't know what Joe Mazzulla said to Jason Tatum at
But it worked.
halftime, but he must have been like, "Yo, you better like stop playing with these." You know what I'm saying? Like, you better stop
Yeah.
playing with these mofos. You know what I'm saying? Like, and start cooking, and that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? So, um, Harden, like we really needed Harden tonight. We don't win game one if James Harden isn't Houston Harden. We don't win game four if James Harden isn't Houston Harden. This was his time. I mean, like he had a few bad games. Um, he played bad in game six. He did play well in game five, even though he didn't score a whole lot of points. But this was the time that we needed him to show up. And and you probably noticed when James Harden does not get off to a good start offensively, he's not going to have a good game. And it's just like when James Harden is hot, he's hot. But when he's not and he's cold, he's turning the ball over. His body language changes. Like it's just
Losers, bro. Like
so
loser energy.
for me, I can't say that we have to blow up the team because this is the best regular season that we've had since 2001.
2001. Yeah.
Um, I do think that we should keep the core players,
Excuse me.
and it kind of pains me to say this, but if we can't find a replacement for James Harden, I think we're going to have to bring him back. Because, like, if not
Mm.
him, then who? You know
No,
what I'm saying?
don't say
Who?
that, bro.
Who? I mean, you got a better idea? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a better idea,
Oh
please
my god.
type in the comments. Please feel free to let me know.
Let me
Listen,
know.
I was disappointed just as much as you guys are, but if we cannot like, I would love to be like, you know what, let's get Damian Lillard. But how realistic is that? What what
Yeah.
what what are we going to have to give up to get him? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
So
like Harden signs for like below market value? Because I
I
feel
feel
like
like that depends.
he gave a discount. So like I don't think he
I,
about to do it now.
I feel like that depends on what we're going to do with Tobias Harris. If we can somehow trade him and get, like better 3-point shooters, more 3 and D guys. But I feel like Harden has to realize, like, look, I've won the scoring titles, I've won the assist titles, I won the MVPs. The only thing that I would want to add to my resume is a championship. You're not winning a championship if you go back to Houston, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your best chance to win a championship right here in Philadelphia. Now, after this game, do I want James Harden back on the Sixers? No. But I understand realistically, we're not going to get Damian Lillard. And if we do move on from James Harden, who do we get? And does that make us a better team? Like, if not him, then who? Like, once again, if you have a better idea, please let me know. But like, I don't see any better options out there, especially, with, who's on the open market and free agency. So, like, I feel like we just have to run it back, trade Tobias, get some role players, still have James, um, Maxi and Embiid at the helm, and let's run it back. You know what I'm saying? But y'all may not want to hear that, and that's cool because I don't want to
I
hear
don't want
that
to say
neither.
it. He said, I don't
But
want to say
like
it.
at the
He
end of the
said,
day, what better option do we have? Once again, if you have a
yeah.
better idea, please let me know. Because right now we don't really have a whole lot of options. You know what I'm saying? So we made our bed. Now we have to lie in it and we have to make it work. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our way to make it work is maybe changing the coach, trying to trade Tobias Harris, maybe get like a 3-team deal, bring in some 3 and D players, and let's run this drawing back. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, like, you may not agree with it, but like at the end of the day, what better option do we have?
Glenn is clearly gone. Should have been gone 2 seasons ago when we lost to the Hawks. Um, who would you actually want for his replacement to be?
I mean, I want
Um,
Damian Lillard, but like I said, that's not realistic.
no. For Glenn
Oh,
as a coach,
I like Monty Williams. I actually like Nick Nurse. I
I
think
want Nick Nurse, bro.
Nick Nurse is a very good coach.
I
I
actually
know
want Nick.
Mike Budenholzer is on the market as well, but my top two would be Nick Nurse, um, and Monty Williams. Either of those two.
How about Sam Cassell?
Sam's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been with the team for the last few years now, but is his philosophy going to be that much different from Doc's? I don't know. Um
Ty Lue was. His joint
Ty
was.
so what like Ty Lue is like did he get fired too?
No. I'm sorry. So when Glenn was coaching with the
Oh, got you.
Clippers,
Yeah. So yeah, I
Ty
mean,
Lue was
you're
his
right.
like
You're right.
top
You're right.
assistant.
You're right. So I would be open to it. It's just like every move that we have to make has to make logical sense. We like right now, all of us are in our feelings. So by me saying, "Oh, well, let's bring James Harden back," oh no, we can't do that. Did you see the way how he played this playoffs? I get that, but think logically. What better option do we have? I'll wait. Listen. I'm just as upset
That's
as
what
you all
Mike's
are.
saying, bro.
But
That's what
I'm
Mike's
just
saying.
saying, what better option are we cannot be in our feelings right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to think strategically and think, okay, like what moves are going to be better, for this team. We're not like if we move on from James Harden and then have Anthony Melton and Tyrese Maxey as our starting guards, we're not going to be as good of a team as we were
Hmm.
this year. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So if we can bring in, but to see like who like number one, who's on the free agency market that is going to be competent to fill James Harden's shoes, and if we
Kyrie.
and I mean, listen,
No, come on, no,
listen.
bro,
I mean,
no.
do you think Kyrie is just going to drop 9 points in a whole game seven? You th- you think Kyrie going to play like
That's
that?
fair. But
You know what I'm saying? Listen, Kyrie has his issues. I get that. He's not like we don't know if he's going to. You know what I mean? And I know I'm not practicing what I preach because I just said everything that we do has to make logical sense. So listen, I get
look,
that. But I guess I'm just thinking of like the skill aspect of it, and he's younger, and I know he's not going to play like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. But if the opportunity came up to get Kyrie, I'm not saying that we should do it 100%, but I think about it. I would think about it. I'm not saying I would do it 100%. I'm not
yo,
saying I do it, but I
oh my
I
god,
I would think about it. I mean, it depends how much money you know what I'm saying? Like I would think about it, but I think ultimately Harden is really our best bet, bro. Cuz like who else? Who else? Zach Levine, is he going to save the franchise? Really? Like
I feel as
who?
though Glenn should have let Maxi have some ball handling. Do
And let him run the offense?
yeah, and just like let him cook more, because he was the main one, getting the like threes at the beginning of the game, and they completely went to hard and trying to get him hot. So yeah, Glenn does deserve part of the blame. He's Gonzo. We already know that. So yeah, the Sixers lose another second round playoff series. This is what like the like fourth or like fifth in a row. The first one was against Boston. The next one was against. Hmm, we lost against Boston. And then we like played them again, but like the actual first round
Yeah.
in the bubble. Then Toronto. No, I forget. We've lost against Toronto once, the like Hawks once, and Boston twice, if not five
Yeah.
times. Because I remember we like lost to Boston in the playoffs in the bubble too.
We did.
Boston
Um
just own, owns us, bro. And I don't see how we get over that hump no time soon,
I
unless it's
like
in the conference finals.
Yeah, I think it's just the way that this team is built. I mean, when your best player is a center, you like the whole like that changes the game plan versus your best two players being wings. You know what I'm saying? Like like the whole game plan switches to an extent. And I feel like with your center being your best player, you need to have a dynamic wing to combat that, which was going to be James Harden. I mean, and by no means am I comparing James Harden to and well, James Harden and Joel Embiid to Shaq and Kobe, but Shaq wouldn't. I mean, like the Lakers during that early 2000 stretch wouldn't have. I mean, like you can make the argument that Shaq was the better player, but you still had that dynamic player in Kobe.
That wing
We
boy.
we need
Yeah.
that we need that dynamic wing to take the pressure off of Joel Embiid because what you saw this afternoon was Joel's not hitting anything. Oh, okay. Like, well, let's just keep feeding him and let's just stand around and just hope that he can you know what I'm saying? Like and like when the other team is using a whole defensive system to combat that and Doc isn't making the necessary adjustments, it's just like, bro, like so in my opinion, I'm not as harsh on Doc as most people are. I'm very indifferent with him, but I do think a change in scenery would better benefit this team. Um and then trying to get some more role players in, trying to get some three and D guys in, and then hopefully Maxi can take the a whole nother step next year. Um, and if we can't find anybody for a replacement for James Harden, hopefully he can come back and be a better player in the playoffs. But
Mm.
I mean, like we're kind of like I was saying before, like we don't really have that many options. Like I mean, unless we're willing to trade, Harden for like role players or and like would that make us a better team? I don't think so. Depending on who we get, so it's just like we don't really have that many options. And even if we do somehow, some way pull off a trade for Damian Lillard, we're going to have to give up a lot. So that's we're talking Maxi, probably Tobias and Hart. You know what I mean? Like Portland's not just going to let him walk just for nothing. They're going to ask for the house, and as they should. You know what I mean? But I think our best bet to combat this is get a new coach and try to see if we can move on from Tobias and get some role players in and just run it back. You know what I'm saying? Like the more, and I think somebody said it here in the comments. I can't remember who, but the more we change the team, the more like that's another system we have to learn. That's more players that have to gel. When you look at these dynasties that win championships and that
Yeah.
are consistently in the finals, they have the same core of players. The Warriors, even the Celtics. Jalen Brown and Tatum have been balling for years. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like I know once again we're all in our feelings, but we cannot really change a whole lot. We need to keep the same core players, maybe change the coach. Well, in my opinion, I do think we have
It's
to
time.
change the coach
It's time.
and bring in some role players and let's run it back. You know what I'm saying? Like I really believe that team that we had Jimmy Butler with, if we would have ran it back, I think we could have still had a chance of maybe chasing another championship, but we didn't. We blew it up. I mean, well, not blew it up,
Or
but like we traded for Al Horford, but that's a whole nother, you know what I mean? But um like
ow.
like we need to stop, like we need to keep the same core of players and change the coach, get some role players in, and let's run it back. We yes, this is a disappointing year, but we had the best regular season of all time since 2001. We have a lot of positive, and I hate to be this optimist, but I mean that's a fact. Like we had a really good year this year. We had an MVP player for the first time since Allen Iverson, since over 2 decades ago. You know what I'm saying? So like we need to keep this team together for the most part, bring in some new role players, and let's run it back. Let's run it back. We were the three seed this year. Not to mention James Harden was hurt for a decent part of the year, and so was Tyrese Maxey, and still ended up with the third seed. You know what I'm saying? So like let's and Joel missed time too. So let's run it back and get a new coach, new philosophy, and let's get back at it. You know what I mean? Like that's really where I'm at with this whole thing.
I wouldn't blame Joel if he wanted to get traded. I feel like we probably have until the end of his contract. So like what, 3 more years? Um, Guy's literally carrying his team to the conference right now. I guess you're talking about yeah. We would have won a chip if Jimmy was a Sixer, bro. There's no way that like we wouldn't have. So Ben is the reason why our team is the way it is. We're almost done this podcast. Like we've talked about everything that like we like can regarding this team. There are 4 teams left in the playoffs: the Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, Denver, and the Denver Nuggets and LA Lakers. The crazy thing is,
I think Bron can get his 5th chip. I
I
can't.
think
I
I
can go.
I want Brian to like win his like chip because like
Facts.
I can't have
Let's
ball.
go Lakers.
I ain't saying that, but like I either want
Oh man.
Jimmy to like get his or Bron to get like his. And like low key, it's like maybe sacrilege, but I wouldn't mind it if Jokic got a like ring. I'm sorry, like
I hope Bron was
Embiid
really
should have been playing him
mindful.
in the final. So I don't care. Like I'm these boys bums. Just as long as Boston don't win, because I'm gonna be tight. If Jason Tate, oh my god, no, screw that. If Marcus Smart, if Marcus Smart gets a ring, I'm gonna be tight. Uh, last thing, last thing, kids, do not play with guns. Ja Morant is a
Oh god.
dummy, bro. A dummy. And it's not about the Second Amendment right. Yes, I agree. He has the, the actual right to like bear arms
For
i-
sure.
if it is a legal firearm, which I assume it like is.
It
You
better be.
yeah.
It better be.
I'ma just assume. But to play with it like a toy on live after you got caught on
Teenager,
live
bro.
saying that like you would stop playing with guns on live. You're
Yeah,
and it's so
he a
bad just
whole
because
young
like
bull, bro.
he's
That's
a young
crazy.
boy, and I feel like his dad needs to beat his butt because there is no way like you get caught
And he not
again.
even hood. He from the suburbs, bro.
And the
That's
thing
what
is
makes it
like,
worse.
and the whole thing is like, it's not really even his fault just because he wasn't the one on live. But actually, no, it is his fault because he
Yeah,
has
bro, that is his fault.
dummy friends who be putting him on live with guns.
And
So,
plus, you on live, so why even flash your gun? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
bro,
like,
John is slow, bro. I, I,
he,
I
like
legit don't.
you, like he not even hood. He from the suburbs, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what are you like? What are you trying to prove? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like? I don't know, bro.
Young boy has bread. He listens to like YB, and he's doing his thing. Like
Just enjoy
really
being rich, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just
really
take your
hope
bread
like
and go be with your family or something, bro.
because he's clearly going to get suspended for multiple games, like clearly, and like they might like
They already suspended him from I think like team activities during the off season. So
that's a bad jump, bro. John, come on, bro. Like you wilding out. You
out
wilding.
of pocket, out of pocket.
Oh man. But yeah, thank you for everyone for listening to the pod. Sorry that we have to end it here, but your team is bummy. Um, we shall make some more pods during the off season, just to talk about the Sixers news going into next year when we ultimately try again to like win a ring. But we're going to be on pause for a few. I like might do a live during an NBA Finals game. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not going to be tuned in to like the the actual next week. Actually, I actually might be because I'm not as hurt by this loss as I was in like years past. Years past, I'm not even watching the NBA. This year, I actually don't really care as much, bro. I'm not going to be listening to sports talk radio. I'm not going to like be watching ESPN, nor on my Instagram page. I'm not going to be doing that because they're about to kill us on the internet, rightfully so. But I'm probably am going to stream during one of these games. It's been a fun year. Thank you to everybody who supported the channel, and my Instagram and my TikToks. I'm so upset, bro, because the free oh my god, the TikTok page was blowing up now, blowing up, fam, and we just give that up.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, go Phillies, go Union. The cycle of Philly sports continues. None of our teams win a championship during the 2022-2023 regular season. But at least we had some joys, laughs, and hugs along the actual way. Um, the Sixers lose a big game per usual, and numbness is all over the tri-state area. Um, Anything else you want to say? Be like before we sign off on another year.
Hopefully the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl. We have a really loaded roster this year, so
Yes, sir.
let's go Jalen Hurts for MVP 2023-2024 season. So let's get it. That's all I got. I
I
don't
hate
got
this
nothing else
team
to say.
now. I legit hate this team, bro. It's so bad. Until next time, we will talk to y'all. Stay safe and go Sixers. I don't know how to end this, bro. There's so much pain.
Let's
Joel,
see what we do in the off season. Let's just
Joel, I'm mad at you, bro. I am pissed off at you, James. We've like seen this. It's fine. Joel, you a bum, bro. Like, hold up. Is it on? I took off your whole jersey. Yes, I definitely see. I'm smart because I took off Bull jersey and threw it in my dirty clothes, bro. And B, I might not wear your joint next year, bro, until you show me.
no
You
fact,
know,
bro. I had my whole shirt on it and everything, bro. Like
I
I'm
don't
just
think.
like
I really don't think I'm a watch. I'm sorry. I really don't think I'm gonna wear his joint no more until we get out the actual second round, because there is no way an MVP goes out like that, bro. Because like now people are like always going to like not even recognize it. Like they're always going to like say, "Oh, well, like he got a pity MVP and then lost game 7 by 30 plus points," and I can't even defend it. That's like my thing. I can't even defend against. I mean, sorry, defend you, bro. So you need to
oh
dig
man.
deep in your soul, find the love of the game, and get the ship right. Because until then, you will be known as a flopper and a bum. MVP, sure. You finally got your joint, but it's time to grow up and do what a man has to like do. If you even care, which I don't think you do, Loki. But we will talk to y'all next time. Much love, bro. Thank you now for putting up with me and doing this podcast each week. I know you are a busy man, but like you like still give time to the craft, and I want to say thanks,
Of
bro. It's
course.
always love, dog. Always love, and
No
thank
problem.
you to all of you in the chat. Um, it's been a fun ride. We shall do it again next year. Goddamn. All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.